Watch out now, baby. Twins win their fourth in a row. They take game one from Cleveland in Cleveland with an 11-run outburst. Final score 11-1. Full deep dive coming up on the Minnesota Twins postcast.
This is the Twins postcast. Your instant game reaction for the Minnesota Twins. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's going on back in the lab? Back at it. Another Twins postcast episode right here on the Locked On Sports Minnesota Network. Your team every day. Luke Inman at Luke_Spinman. Got my main man riding shotgun with me, Sweet Lou Hennessy. Give him a follow on X at Sweet Lou MN, Twins expert over at Zone Coverage MN, by the way. Lou, last time you and I chatted, that was Saturday's game. I asked you if you could find out if the summer sausage is back, because obviously there's just no real explanation for this offensive outburst. So can you confirm, is it back in the rotation? Is it back in action? Again, it feels like the only logical explanation for what we've seen at the plate offensively for the Twins.
I cannot confirm. I cannot deny. No, I will say I have not seen any sort of rally sausage in the clubhouse or anything when I've been in there, but the boys got something in their system right now. Those bats are hot, and that's not something that I thought I would be saying, last Monday when I was on his show.
What do you want to do? Do you want to go to the World Series parade together? Do you want to kind of do your own thing? Are you getting tickets now? Should we take our PTO already, punch it in? What do you think?
Well, I'm already going to have all my PTO taken up from the Wolves parade and then the Wilds parade. I don't know, man. We'll figure it out when it gets there.
Minnesota sports, man, they don't make it easy on our on our PTO and vacation time. Lots to get into, including, again, Twins offensive explosion, 11 more runs today, 17 more hits, plus got to talk about Bailey Ober's fantastic day on the mound as well. He went 7 2/3. But first, quick reminder, today's episode brought to us by Game Time. Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. All right, so Twins winners of, 3 in a row, right? They swept the Angels, looking for number 4 tonight. Also winners of 5 of their last 6 heading into this game one of a 4-game series with Cleveland in Cleveland. Let's start here. Bailey Ober, he was fantastic on the mound, 7 2/3, chewed up a lot of innings, only allowed 1 run on the day. And it's nice when you're getting this type of run support, isn't it? 11 runs on the day, 2 home runs. Jeffers and Buxton, 17 hits on the day. And again, this offense, all of a sudden, just in a blink of the eye, they are rolling right now. So they take game one. They lay a thumping on Cleveland, 11-1. That's your final. 13-60 now on the year, 3 games below 500. Lou, just your biggest takeaways, kind of big picture, topics. What stuck out the most today?
This was a big win, not just because any win against Cleveland, especially in Cleveland, is going to feel really good, especially, after the last few years. The Twins have been swept multiple times out of that stadium in heartbreaking fashion. I'm talking about walk-off home runs against Emilio Pagan and John Duran and, other bullpen fixtures. This was a really important win, and especially how they won. Bailey Ober going 7 2/3, really saving that bullpen, which could come into play in the last 3 games of this series, or I should say the next 3 games of this series, because Cleveland, they're already coming into this series a little bit gassed when it comes to their pitching staff. They had a doubleheader on Saturday and then a relatively short start on Sunday where they had to chew up some innings too. So they might have, I'm sure it didn't feel good to lose 11-1, but to get one of their position players out there to sop up some innings, it might be a godsend to them at this point.
Yeah, 6 pitchers, 6 arms on the day. Again, as you pointed out, 1 positional arm. Maybe you don't count that for the long haul, but nonetheless, absolutely. They're in a little bit of dire straits right now. Although, of course, it's only April 28th.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
All right, a lot of different directions, a lot of different options here today. MVP of the game, again, 11 runs on the day offensively, 2 home runs, 17 hits, but you also got Bailey Ober going 7 2/3. By the way, every starter in the lineup 1 through 9 had at least 1 hit today, so total team effort. The MVP of the game for you, Lou, who was it and why?
Oh, despite the 11 runs, I got to go with Bailey Ober.
Yeah.
What he's been able to provide has been just spectacular. He's turned into such a dog in that bullpen. Even in a game like today, when he's not necessarily striking out people left and right, I think he finishes the day with 2 or 3 strikeouts. He was very effective in inducing just such weak contact and so many infield pop flies, which are as good as gold for starting pitchers. Gets you in, gets you out. I gotta go with the big guy, Bailey Ober, today.
96 pitches, to your point, 7 2/3 innings. Not very often you only see 2 strikeouts. No walks, by the way, today.
Yeah.
But not often you only see 2 strikeouts. Again, to your point, of course, you're going to take that every single time. Let's get into the biggest turning point of today's game as well.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
This one's maybe a little tough. I mean, Twins scored 2 runs in the first, 2 more in the second. All of a sudden, it's 4-0 into the 5th inning. Again, no lead safe, as we've seen with the Twins. But the biggest turning point in this game, when was it and why?
Hard not to say just pitch one right off the bat
Yeah.
of Eddie Julian going dead center with that. Maybe there are some bigger plays in the game, but for such a lopsided effort, it was nice to see the Twins offense come out swinging and come out hot there. So whether that was to lead off the inning, like Julian's home run there, or whether that was with guys on base, something that they've struggled with until just recently, it seems like, that they were all just vital hits. And so got right off the bat, that was the turning point.
Plenty more deep dive in this one. Let's talk about the entire Twins pitching staff, what we've seen from them the last 5-6 games, looking lights out all of a sudden as well. That's all coming up right after this. Quick reminder, today's episode brought to us by FanDuel. FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, an official sports book partner of the MLB. Right now, FanDuel is giving you a chance at a huge return, $250 in bonus bets, guaranteed when you win your first $5 wager. Why I love FanDuel? When you get the hunch in the middle of the game, you can go check out the latest stats. You can view live play-by-play, all on the same page where you place your bets. Again, $250 in bonus bets, guaranteed when you hit your first $5 bet. Go check it all out over at FanDuel.com. Getting some MLB future action while you're there. Twins still sitting at plus 280 right now to win the AL Central. It's all sitting up over at FanDuel.com. Again, check it all out over at FanDuel.com and get $250 in bonus bets guaranteed when you win your first $5 wager. FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, an official sports book partner of the MLB. Nerdy stat of the daytime. Got to be some sort of fun, crazy stat or fun analytic Twins related after today, or just after the recent success they've had, both on the mound pitching and offensively at the plate with the bats as well.
Man, Luke, I am so relieved to actually have a fun one, like a good, happy one this time. I feel like the last 5 that I've done have been just miserable feats. We're due for a good one, and it's delivered via Nick Nelson of Twins Daily. He tweeted this out. Bailey Ober, in his first start of the season against the Cardinals, he pitched 2 2/3 innings and gave up 8 earned runs. Bailey Ober, in 5 starts since that point, he's pitched 30 innings, so he's averaging 6 per start, and he's given up just 7 earned runs in that time. That's good for a 2.10 ERA in those 5 starts. So besides that first game, he's looking like, an all-star candidate. He's looking like one of the best pitchers in the league. I don't know. Maybe this guy just should not go into the state of Missouri anymore. I think he should just be barred from ever pitching there again.
Let's actually take that and run with it. Let's talk Twins pitching here, Lou. First 3 weeks of the season, it was okay, right? Not great, not horrible, but certainly, I at least for me personally, not what we were hoping for, I don't think, just given the high bar, like the expectations we had for that group coming in. But when you look at Bailey Ober today, going again, 7 2/3, only allowed 1 run. Joe Ryan yesterday, going 7 innings with the shutout. Pablo Lopez coming back from the IL. He looked the part in his first start back. Plus the bullpen guys, even, not just Duran and Jax, but even someone like Justin Topa looking strong, chewing up some late innings as well. All of a sudden, how much higher do you think the ceiling for this team gets if you can get that type of production, or even something close to it, something similar, consistently game in and game out?
I think we're seeing that in the results already. We're talking the last 14 games when the Twins starting rotation really started turning it on and finding that really good consistency where they're pitching deeper into games and just being ultimately keeping their team in it for a win, or at least in position where they could make some noise there. It's been happening for the last few weeks already, and I think that it's going to continue happening. One thing that I especially like with Pablo Lopez coming back, not just that you're getting your projected number one starter back, but it also where he's placed in the rotation now is putting a little bit of separation between Chris Paddock and Simeon Woods Richardson, which I guess you would probably consider them to be the weaker side of their starting rotation. So it's good to get some distance between them when it comes to their game started, so that if somebody does chew up the bullpen, you're not going to a gas bullpen the next day in case, Sim or Paddock could, they leave early. So I really think they've set them up for some good success going forward too. And it's just been a lot of fun over the last couple of weeks.
How about the bats here, just real quick? Again, offensive explosion left and right from this team. The last 6-7 games, again, winners of 6 out of their last 7. Aaron Gleeman tweeted out during this game, Buxton, 22 runs scored. That's second most in the American League, behind only Aaron Judge. He leads the Twins with 17 RBIs. We've talked about him. We've talked about Trevor Larnach. But, you're still missing Royce Lewis. Luke Keyshaw had a little spark. He's gone now. Brooks Lee maybe starting to pick up a little bit. He had one at bat today. He came off the bench. He was 0 for 1. But how are they getting it done, I guess, outside of Buxton and Larnach? Today was a total team effort, it felt like. But who are the other, 1 or 2 guys that are being the catalyst, I guess, really showing up consistently at the plate? How are they putting up these offensive numbers as of late?
It's like you said, it's been mostly a team effort. I'm going to give a shout out to a few guys who have really turned it on as of late. I've liked what I've seen from Ty France, not in that he's getting so many hits, but he's getting them in such prime opportunities. He's driving in Buxton a lot of those times, it seems like. So I'm going to give a shout out to Ty France there. Like you said, Trevor Larnach's been blowing up. Carlos Correa quietly raising all of his batting clip there in the last couple weeks. He had been hitting the ball pretty hard the entire season. He was dealing with a little bit of bad luck early on. Something kind of flipped for him in the last week. It just seems like he's a different Carlos. He's got a little bit more pep in his step, and it's a really welcome development because he's going to be a cornerstone for their offense for as long as he's healthy here.
It is kind of fun to think about the success they're on right now, the momentum they're riding right now, and then thinking about getting guys like Royce Lewis and Willie Castro back eventually as well. Don't go anywhere. Quick preview, Game 2 tomorrow, Chris Paddock on the mound. It's all coming up right after this. Quick reminder, tonight's episode also brought to us by Prize Picks. Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app with now more than 10 million members to date. And for me and my money, it's just by far the easiest. It's the most exciting way to get in on all the action while you watch your favorite sports and you watch your favorite players. And it's so simple. All you got to do, you pick more or less on 2 or more player stats. You watch the winnings roll in. Baseball season officially here. It could be strikeouts. It could be RBIs, home runs, stolen bases. You name it, they got it. Take your pick on more or less. Add them to your Prize Picks entry today. Plus, they now offer Apple Pay, quick and easy deposits into your account all season long. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code LOCKEDONMLB for $50 instantly with any $5 wager. All right, let's bring you in here. Quit hiding from me, man. There we go. Game 2 tomorrow. Chris Paddock on the mound. Still got 3 more, critical games left here in Cleveland. So can't let off the gas here, Lou. But big picture, what's your biggest keys or things you're looking for from this Minnesota Twins team in this divisional matchup? And you can take it even a step further. 3 with Cleveland, then 3 with Boston coming up as well.
Yeah, I think they've got to keep up that positive momentum for sure, especially when it comes to their lineup, and take advantage of the fact that they're catching Cleveland at a pretty prime opportunity right now. Yeah. They haven't had a day off in a while. Like I said, their bullpen's pretty gassed at this point. Chris Paddock's job tomorrow is to keep the ball in the yard and chew up some innings just like he has been. But if not, they got a well-rested pen that they can turn to pretty early if things go south. So, like I said, they got to keep up the positive momentum and just keep working with what worked tonight.
Real quick, too, when I look at the rest of this series, just given how much, pitching trouble, relief trouble, specifically Cleveland seems like they're in right now. It's just some exhausted arms back there with the doubleheader and everything else. How nice is it? What an advantage is it to have your starter, like a Bailey Ober go 7 2/3. Joe Ryan the night before goes 7 full innings. Pablo Lopez chew up, 5-6 innings as well. What kind of luxury is that for the relief arms for the rest of this critical 3-game stretch?
Oh, it's absolutely massive. It means that we don't have to worry about pitching Griffin Jacks on back-to-back nights or Yohan Duran, keeping those guys fresh, because guess what? We're still in the first month of the season here. We still got to keep those guys fresh and in a good spot. I hope that they manage it for the win, but at the same time, this is not, trying to clinch a playoff spot here. They have to think about the marathon that's still in front of them, but they've put themselves in a good position to remain sharp and hopefully stay fresh for the rest of this series and the rest of the road trip.
Well said there. Twins win their 4th in a row. They cruise in game 1 in Cleveland. Final score 11-1, 13-16 now on the year, creeping back up to that 500 mark. Huge shout out to all you guys, all the everydayers out there that always make us your first listen. All you guys coming in the chat with us from game to game. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go check out all of Sweet Lou's work on X at Sweet Lou MN, plus all the work he's always ripping up over at ZoneCoverageMN.com as well. Luke Inman on X at Luke_Spinman. Again, game 2 tomorrow, 5:10 first pitch. Twins hunting for number 5 in a row. We'll catch you right here, same time, same place. But until then, signing out.